everyone, Rhiannon from Art for Health Community Trust. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of art at home. So if you have any old coloured papers, old pieces of art you don't want anymore, go ahead and grab them, grab some glue, maybe some scissors and some pencils and join along with. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Do you guys find that you have lots of old paintings or artwork that you don't actually have much use for anymore? Maybe you have old colouring in pages, maybe just some old coloured pieces of paper, maybe you've got old postcards, birthday cards, magazines, everything like that. Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to repurpose these old paintings and create a collage. That way we are recycling all our old artwork to turn them into something new. So if you're a little bit brave, go ahead, get an old piece of artwork and rip it up. So let's do this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a nice scenery of hills and mountains. So I'm going to start looking for green pieces of paper to use for my grass. I might even use blue for my water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rip them into squares. If you guys would like scissors, you can go ahead and get scissors. I always find it's just much more relaxing and quick to just rip them up, but there is no wrong or right way. So when I'm doing a collage, I want to rip them to about a nice medium size. Anything that's a little bit bigger than that, I'm just going to rip in half. And this is because I want, otherwise it's just been lots of big pieces of my paper. I get a variety of different tones along my collage. So I'm going to just start ripping these up. I think this is also a great way to learn that it's okay, you know, if you've got lots of old artwork, that it is okay to be fierce and rip them all up. Obviously you wouldn't do it with something that's so delicate, but if these are just lying around the house, if they're going to get chucked out anyway, see how you can repurpose them. Well, this is beautiful for greens. It's almost like a bit of a game as well. It's you're trying to find those perfect pieces that are going to match and fit in your puzzle almost. And the great thing about collaging as well, that there's no two collages the same. So obviously, thousands of different colored pieces of paper within your collage. So let's just keep on ripping. Look at that. Ooh, I might use this for my sky. This is a great activity again for anyone, especially if you've got old magazines around the house. What you can do as well, if you're to make it a little bit easier if you like, you can rip out a whole bunch of different colors and put them into containers. Or instead of trying to categorize them by exact color, you can make a container of warm colors and make a container of cold colors, which is also very nice and easy. And just like all my paper I'm going to wrap up here, none of this will go to waste. This will get put into a container full of paper that we can then repurpose for later. So I think I've got what I've wanted right now. I have what I want to do in my head, so let's draw that out. I'm going to get some pastels. All right. Now I'm not going to do something. I'm just going to do a little bit something basic. I might draw some lovely mountains. I always love a beautiful sun just hiding behind the scenes there. Might make that a bit bigger. Great thing is as well, if I make a mistake with my scene, I can just draw back over it, and I'm not going to see any of the lines anyway afterwards because of my collage. So I'm just going to do, let's do that. We're going to make a little lovely river, starting from small, coming to big as it gets to the front, and that shows that our river's going far away into the distance. So, you guys can use a glue stick for this, or some PVA. I always like PVA and a paintbrush because it's a little bit quicker, I find. Again, there is no right or wrong. And remember as well, your glue dries up clear. So if you put some on top of your collaging paper, it doesn't matter because it's going to dry up clear. So just like in any artwork, I'm just going to paint my background here, as you can see. Painting the sky. Just like in any artwork, I am starting from the back. You always start from the back, the furthest place back into your painting. And this is because if we do something on the foreground here and then we do the back after, we might accidentally get our background onto our foreground. And then we have to redo our foreground. Well, if we do our background first, then we can lay our foreground on top. And that doesn't matter. If we get the background on the foreground, doesn't matter because we're going to redo it after anyway. Now, I'm going to warn you, I do get a little bit messy with glue, but that's okay. You're just going to have some fun with it. I'm going to, as well, when it comes to collaging, rather than putting the pieces of paper next to each other, we're just going to put them slightly on top of each other so they're overlapping as so. This is to assure that we've got all the white spaces in our picture. And then that way, you get to cover up that whole white piece of paper. Now this is also great if you've got old wrapping paper from birthdays or other celebrations, any old cards, maybe you've got old paper shopping bags. Keep them and repurpose them as so, because all of that stuff can go a really long way. And that way, we're not just all chucking it away. We're trying to make it into something new again. What I'm currently doing is I'm creating a lovely pink sky, which I'm going to slowly start drifting into the blue to create somewhat of a sunrise or sunset, up to your interpretation. As you can see, you don't always have to have scissors to create this perfect shapes. It's just in the way you grip them. Again, get scissors if you like. There is no right or wrong way. So I'm going to start using my lighter colors now, my light blue, just to start gradually blending into the blue there. Now I think my favorite thing about collage is that anyone can do it. And it's just so easy, relaxing and fun. Such a neat idea if you've just got an afternoon to yourself, or you've got kids to entertain, making them understand as well that they can go on the hunt for things around their house, even like stuff like ribbons and fabric, and that they can use those to repurpose into new artwork. And that we don't always have to start from scratch or from new within our artwork. Now, as you can see, sometimes if you get these little bits that stick up, just place your paintbrush over them. Again, your PVA dries clear, so it doesn't matter if you cover the whole thing with glue, it will dry clear. You may get a little bit of a shiny coat on top, that's okay. Look how gorgeous that is so far. We just want some more of those middle grounds. We'll put some for our sun. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start doing our sun. So I want some nice reds, some yellows. And what's really cool about creating collages is, again, you might get different types of textures. This one's actually got glitter, which is, we're going to just see it, how it goes. And going to use some more yellows for the sun. I actually probably need only that. Let's start. Put that red on. Now I'm going to do the mountains. If you guys would like, you could add some sun rays throughout the mountain, throughout your sun and into the clouds. Let me know in the comments below what kind of sky you would have done. What I love about collaging as well is it really is affordable, and again, you are recycling old work, old materials, old fabrics, and all you need is a new surface to stick it on. That could even just be cardboard, and your own cost is really just having the PVA. So it, you know, it really is affordable. You don't need all these fancy products. You just need to have a good imagination and just be brave about ripping old work, I should say. And just be okay that it's not always about the final product, but it really is just about the journey. All right, look at these. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use these for my mountaintops. As you can see, I started with somewhat of a darker green, and that's to show the bottom of my mountains, and I'm just going to nicely blend it or fade it into a nice middle tone. Beautiful. Whoop. Look at that. You know what I love is just when the collages just fit so perfectly into your space. It really is like a puzzle. Sometimes when it's lying on the table, you don't always see the pieces that you've missed until you do hold up the piece of paper. But so far that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this beautiful grass coming all the way down and then lay my blue river on. I'm also going to do my grass starting dark at the back and lighter at the front to show that it's kind of, you know, fading, and I don't get to see all those strong bright colors as they're so far back. Just like a camera, you don't see all the details, because it's all blurred out at the back, but when it's in focus at the front, then you get to see all those lovely colors. Ooh, found a beautiful green. I've also found this delicate orange, which gives me like autumn vibes. So I'm going to put that into my field just a little bit throughout. If it's like dried up grass or something there. So another type of green, I might lay that on at the back as well. So with my grass, just gonna add, just try to do them a little longer strips. Just like that, rather than squares. We'll see how it goes. So let's go. I'm gonna start doing our lovely grass. I'm just going to do it in rows like this. Again, remember, we always start at the back in our artwork. Especially with the grass, we want to start up at the back, and that way we can have our grass overlapping and sitting on top of each other as it falls away into the distance. I love to hear and see how your guys' artwork always goes. Remember, we do have our social media, so feel free to message us a picture of your artwork on Facebook or Instagram. And make sure you check out all our other platforms, including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. As I'm starting to do my grass, I'm just going to start adding my water along as well, because on this side, I want my grass to be in front of the water. You might even add little fishes or little plants into your river. What's in your river that you swim at? Or think about when you go fishing or go for a walk alongside. What's in the river there? Are there tree branches? Are there giant roots throughout the water? Maybe there's giant boulders, little dams. You know, think about in your world, in your environment, think about what's in your environment. Collect inspiration from all of that. What are the colour flowers you see when you walk along? What does the grass and the trees look like right now outside of your window? Luckily for us, we have come into the nice warm season now, which is just lovely. You really do get to feel that beautiful feeling of the sun coming out, and obviously you just get to, you know, go play in nature and everything. But in saying that, winter's also beautiful. You know, you get the pitter patter of the rain, You get to spend those little moments inside and just watch how the season changes throughout. So here's my lovely water. Maybe wherever your environment is, the grass is not as long as it is in my world here. Maybe I should have created a lawnmower to chomp on through the grass. Let's carry on with that grass. Rhiannon wants some nice orange grass because the sun's been hanging around too long and it's just a little bit dry. But with water, the grass would be perfect. Is it raining where you're at? Maybe the sun's come through? Comment in the section below and let me know whereabouts you are in the world. Does this remind you of somewhere that you've been before? Have you gone hiking in a place like this? Maybe you've seen something like this within a movie. What does this collage here remind you of? Okay. Just like that, we are done. Remember, our piece is still drying, so it is still wet. You can still see all the wet glue onto it. But once it dries, it will look much nicer. As you can see, we've got our beautiful sun hiding behind the mountains there with our sun-colored sky. We got our river running from the mountains and all of this beautiful fields of grass here. It's really nice to be able to, again, recycle all that old artwork into something new. And into something so different and unique to you. So thanks for joining us here today. Remember to comment your thoughts, subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time. Bye.